Today is Tuesday, February 21st, 2017. And I'm out here at the California Highway Patrol Mojave area office. Commander John Williams has invited me out to do a story on the new cruiser that the Highway Patrol now has. So we're going to go inside and see what this new vehicle has to offer for the officers that ride up and down the freeways and all the roads in Kern County, in LA County, in fact, all over California. This is the new cruiser with the new antennas and stuff, and the substation here in Mojave is getting these.
I'm the Autotech 2 here at Mojave, CHP.
Okay, well, this looks like there's hardly room for people to sit inside here. There's so many gadgets.
It is quite tight in here, yes.
Tell me, explain all these things to me.
Well, this is our mobile digital computer. This is, the officers use this for looking information up on vehicle licenses, driver's license, things like that.
You've had that for a while, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, probably 4 years, I think.
Something like it.
4 or 5 years now.
Uh-huh. Well, that really looks jazzy. So that's Wi-Fi.
Not yet. Right now everything is, well, it does have the Wi-Fi on it for getting information from dispatch.
Uh-huh.
So, it is a closed network as far as I know, so.
Right.
This is the MDC, or the MVAR system. It's a mobile video audio recording. So, we have a camera here, and then we have a camera that faces the back seat.
Oh, yeah, I see. Uh-huh. Okay.
And that will record wherever we set it up to record. So if we're in an accident or something, it will record that. So that if, the officer, we have some visuals on what actually happened. If, if the officer's hurt and can't talk or doesn't remember or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, if they make a normal traffic stop, do they turn that on?
Yes, it comes on with the lights. They can manually turn it on, or it comes on with light control. Any of the lights come on, it comes on, and it'll start recording.
I see. And then that's saved, I guess, somewhere
it's
in
on
your
a DVD.
In DVD, yeah. So then, any traffic stop, you could refer back to that, I guess.
Yes, it actually becomes evidence.
Uh-huh. I see. Is that acceptable in the court now?
As far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know that side of it, so
yeah.
I just fix them.
Yeah, okay. Now, what about these other things? What about the radio? Somebody was asking me about the radio in the cars. Are they hands-free?
We do have a hands-free system, kind of. You hit the voice button on the hand controller. Okay. We have a microphone.
I see.
Can speak to you. Also, there's multiple buttons on the hand controller that they control the lights, they control the radio, they control the PA system. So there's several buttons here that they use them. Kind of know what I'm doing with them, but not really.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. So that means the officer can talk and be recording.
Yes, they have microphones. These microphones go in their pocket, and this records sound.
I see. So when they're actually talking out of the vehicle, talking to a motorist, they have that on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that covers that, and then several microphones here in the cab. Got it. Well, what? Okay, this is a Dodge Charger. Is that right?
Yes, it's a V6 Charger. We haven't modified it at all, except for putting our equipment in it. So it's 6-cylinder Dodge Charger. So
And so this was a competitive bid at the state level to find out which would be the most cost effective, I guess.
yeah, it has to do with handling the costs. There's several different stages that they have to go through. Ultimately, I think DGS is the one that actually purchases the vehicle. So
Yeah.
but we do have recommendations, and I think they look at that strongly. So
Sure. So this thing will probably move along pretty well.
it's about equal to the Crown Victorias.
I see. And I guess also that that it's different from your other SUV cruiser.
Yes, they're night and day. This one's low and not a lot of room, but we don't have the blind spots that we had in the SUVs. So the officer is more aware of their surroundings. The SUV is also a 6-cylinder, but it's an all-wheel drive. So it loses some horsepower to the wheels, but this is a little bit faster, I think, than that is.
Yeah, I see. I wanted to ask too about you weren't afraid of the 6-cylinder versus the 8-cylinder.
I don't know. I see that they use the 8-cylinders at the Evoque, so training at the academy. So
I guess the 6 is more fuel efficient, but not.
that would all depend on how you drive the vehicle. It always comes down to that. So,
Yeah.
it's. I don't know. Let's see what we get in gas mileage on this one. They are push button start.
Yeah, I noticed that. So no key, or
There is a key. You have to keep it in the vehicle.
I see. Yeah.
They can leave it running and walk away and turn on the secure park active. That will keep it from coming out of the park.
Oh, I see. Sure.
So this one gets 11.4 average miles per gallon.
Okay.
We have approximately 192 miles before empty.
Okay. Now you say you fix them here at Mojave. What goes wrong with them? Not too much, probably new ones, but
Yes, we have approximately, we have 1,248 miles on this one, so it's a new vehicle. We're not sure what to expect with them. Just keep an eye on everything and make sure and order things as needed. It's really hard with as many parts that are on a vehicle to start trying to get an inventory of things that are going to go wrong, that you're going to try and foresee what's going to go wrong. Plus it has a 36,000 mile warranty, bumper to bumper, and then we have, actually I don't know about the 100,000 powertrain on these, but with the Fords we have a 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. That'll be something I have to look into. I have a little while before that, but
yeah. Now, did you have to go for some training on these new vehicles?
I haven't yet, no.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, where do you pick them up, or do they deliver them to you?
Sacramento delivers them to Torrance, and I pick them up from Torrance.
I see. And how many are we going to have here in Mojave?
That's to be determined. With the rate that we're getting our cars and that the vehicles are getting ran out, the vehicles aren't being replaced fast enough. So I still have 2 Crown Victorias that are several 100,000 miles. So it's a matter of You know, we have over 5,000 cars in our fleet statewide, so they pretty much go to where they're needed. So it's not really okay, you're going to have this many cars by June.
Oh.
It's pretty much as it comes up.
Uh-huh.
So I'm usually notified on a Wednesday or Thursday when the vehicle gets to Torrance. So then I have to schedule for pickup.
Uh-huh. I see.
Normally it's a we drop one off, pick one up, unless we have a surveyed vehicle that was towed to Torrance, and then we'll just pick up.
I got it. So they've been pretty reliable, I guess, or they wouldn't reorder them or order any more of them.
Well, we did have the Chargers a few years ago before the Explorers.
Yeah.
We did have several problems with those, but Dodge has told us that these cars are completely redesigned, so we shouldn't be having the same issues.
I see. Who gets to drive it, or is it just put on?
This is an assigned vehicle. So we have assigned vehicles, and then we also have what we call pull vehicles. So not everybody gets to be an assigned vehicle. We don't have enough vehicles for that. So what the guys do is we'll have the assigned vehicles for, I have 14 cars, so I have 4 pull cars, so I have 10 assigned vehicles, and they all get car partners. So that'll be on an off shift. So say they work Saturday to Monday, one guy will have it, and then Tuesday to Friday the other guy will have it. The guys that don't have an assigned car at all usually use the pull cars, or they will use a vehicle that an assigned member is not going to be there that day.
I see. What kind of gas do you run?
87 octane.
Okay, so is that high grade or low grade at the pump? Is it?
It's the 87 octane, and you have the 87, 89, and 91 usually.
Okay, so this is what we would call.
Yeah, these cars don't call for. This is actually an E85 vehicle, so we can actually run E85 but we don't have anything around here for E85, so we just run the 87 octane.
I see.
Yeah, that's the manufacturer suggests for the vehicle, so that's what we run. We don't have a spare tire in the vehicle. We have spare tires, but we don't have it in the vehicle, so it's.
Oh, I see.
We're trying that out for a while, see if it works. If it doesn't, we're going to put the tires back in and figure out where we're going to put everything. So.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I haven't seen too many CHP cars with flat tires, though. So maybe that's.
No, they usually get changed fairly quickly. So. So yeah. If the officers don't do it, we normally have a tow truck come out and change the tire for us, and we have a rotation. So we go to the rotation and have them come out and replace the tire. If they're an hour out, we will call the second rotation, and if they're closer, then we will use them. I think that's how it works.
Sure. How much do these cost? Do you know? I'm sure you don't write the check for them.
No, I don't have any idea.
They buy a bunch of them at once, so.
I heard that they are comparable to the Explorers.
Oh, I see.
So.
Okay.
The actual dollar amount, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that one. Well, that's good. Okay, now on the steering wheel, you've got cruise control and then you've got all kinds of stuff like.
Yes, this is all factory stuff. Cruise control is the only thing that we will actually use. Normally the factory radios are disconnected. The sound actually comes from the radio. We do have a radio in here, but it's on here, so it's.
Oh, I see.
So that's our radio. This isn't. This doesn't nothing. The only reason it's there is for the backup camera.
Oh, I see.
So that's where the camera goes. So I'm.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming that's why they left that turned on.
Right, right,
Because
right,
normally
right.
this will just be a black screen on the
Sure.
Explorers.
Sure.
But all the functionalities of it work. It just nothing's hooked up.
Not hooked to the sound, to the speakers, I guess.
No, they're it's all connected to the MDC.
Mm-hmm. Are all these computers pretty much the same in all the cars? This wasn't designed specially for this car, was it?
Not for this car, but for this area.
Oh, for the area. How come? How come for the area?
For the radios, each area runs a different frequency.
Oh, I see. I see. Now, from this computer, does it have a camera in it? Can it look at the operator and does it have like face time?
I don't think so. I've never heard of it having it.
Yeah.
I don't see where it would be. So.
Wouldn't help. Yeah.
We do have GPS, so we know where all the cars are.
Oh. Does that come back to here? To the
To dispatch.
to this dispatch, so they can tell where the car is. I see. And what's the time on duty for each patrolman? Are they out for 8 hours or 10 or 7 or?
Right now they do a 12-hour shift.
They're out for 12. Then they bring it back here and gas it up. I guess somebody else gasses it up and
Yeah, they
checks it out, and then
They usually fill it up, so we always have full tanks in case there's an emergency and we just have to leave the office. So
right,
they'll always be full of gas.
right. So, and this down here can slide back and forth, I guess.
Yeah, it's all adjustables because not everybody's built the same. So
Right. Yeah, and that's your stuff. Your special add-on to the car, I guess.
yeah, this center console is.
Got it. Well, can I look under the hood and see what the
Sure.
engine actually looks like?
There we are.
Yeah, nice, clean, new car engine. Not too many miles on it. You don't add anything under here, do you? It's
Just power, electronic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Power to feed the computers.
Oh, I
for the
see.
most part.
Sure. You put that.
Actually, you know what? No. For the wigwags. Everything, the batteries in the back, so everything electronic is in the back for us.
Oh, okay.
Takes up most of the room, so.
Stuff. So, what can you tell me about this new car?
You know, we're excited to get the Dodge Chargers out here again. You know, we had them a few years ago, but now we have the newer designs. So these are coming out and replacing all of our older Crown Victorias.
Yeah.
So you're going to start seeing more of these on the road, as well as the Explorers, as you're getting used to seeing. So we're excited to have them. It's nice having a sedan that can help us with our enforcement, something that's fast enough to get us where we need to go, but still safe enough to keep us safe.
Sure.
So very nice vehicles. We're very happy to see them, and you're going to see a lot more.
Good. Now, I'm curious why you switched from what were the Explorers, I guess?
Well, you know, since I've been on the Highway Patrol, which is plus 20 years, we've had a lot of different vehicles.
Yes,
When I
that's
came
true.
on, we had
Yeah.
the Crown, or the Caprices, we had the Mustangs. I even drove a Dodge Diplomat. So we routinely switch up our vehicles based upon the needs of our department and the needs of the community. And this is another one of those phases that this is what's meeting our needs for now, and this is the vehicle we're going for. And I anticipate in 10 years from now, we'll be looking at a whole different fleet again.
Self-driving car, maybe, or...
I don't know. Technology is something. It's here.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Now that car was, I'm looking at the Explorer over there, and it was four-wheel drive, I think.
It was all-wheel drive, yes.
But this vehicle's not all-wheel drive,
It is not. It is rear-wheel drive, just like our Crown Victorias were, and our Caprices were, and our Mustangs were. And it seems to work for us. It's it's a very good vehicle for us, and for our officers, with the way we conduct our enforcement, it seems to work out well for us.
Now, just a couple of questions about how the department purchases these. Do they probably, I'm guessing, but put out a request for a bid, and then...
Well, there's a process that's beyond my knowledge base. I mean, I know the preliminary. I know that our EVOC staff, which is our experts in Sacramento that drive these cars, I know that they test them. I know that we have requirements as it relates to what it can and can't do, and what kind of weight it can accept inside, and things like that. That's something I'm not really up to speed with. But there is a process, and then there is a bidding process, and there is a contract that we go through when we purchase these. But I'm just not real familiar with it.
Do you know how long you keep them in service? Or is there a set number of years? 3 years, 5 years?
No, we just replace the older cars as they come up. So as it's time to replace it, we just give it a new. Some of our cars are over 100,000. Some are close to 200,000 miles. So we're trying to replace all those cars with newer ones. Yeah. So there's no actual mileage.
I got it. And now, how many of these are you going to have here? I mean, how many do you have now, I guess?
This is our first one.
Oh, this is the first one.
And we anticipate replacing all of our Crown Victorias. I have 4 left. And then eventually we're just going to start phasing out all of the old Explorers with either these. And I've also been told we're going to get some Tahoe 4x4 pursuit rated vehicles. So you might start seeing some of those come out as well.
Okay, to go out on the desert, four-wheel drive.
Well, no, these are pursuit rated, so it'll be actually working on the road, just like this sedan is.
I see. Well, he was showing me, your tech officer was showing me all of the bells and whistles that you already have here, and particularly the radio, which is hands-free, I guess.
It is. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The safety of our officers is paramount. And when we can reduce the amount of time that they're looking away from the road, the more safer they can drive. And so if they're working routine patrol and they can run a plate just by voice or activate the equipment by voice, that's optimum. So, our eyes are on the road, we're being safe. And that's kind of what we're leaning towards.
All right. So that's exactly what they do then. The officer's going down and reads my license plate and verbally tells the computer, and the computer checks up to make sure I've paid my renewal fee and that I don't have any outstanding warrants and stuff like that.
Yeah, most of it is for officer safety wise. When it comes back as a wanted vehicle or a stolen vehicle, it gives us a special alert, and also gives our dispatch center a special alert. That's kind of the main thing we're looking for. I mean, registration we can work out on the side of the road, but when we're running the plates while we're driving, the most important is for safety. And so that's what we're looking for, is to make sure that before we get the vehicle pulled over and contact the parties, that it's not a wanted vehicle.
Yeah.
That's where it's really important for us.
Yeah. Now, you cover from way up there, Torona?
Torona, yep.
And all the way back down to Agua Dulce,
to Rosamond. To
Rosamond, okay.
Yeah, so we cover the communities of Rosamond, Mojave, Tehachapi, Boron, North Edwards, and then all the way out towards Trona. We have a resident post, which is staffed with a sergeant and 4 officers. And so we have a pretty big area of coverage, almost 1,000 square miles of roadway.
Yeah, that's a chunk for sure.
Yep.
Well, that's really an important thing to see on the road.
Thank you.
I'm glad you invited the Rosamond News out to take a peek at it, because I wasn't sure what to expect when you say a new cruiser, I remember when they brought out the Mustangs. That was really a big deal. Everybody wanted to see what that was like.
Yep, I miss them.
Yeah.
I drove them. Getting in and out was a little hard, but I miss them. They were definitely good patrol vehicles for us.
Sure. Now, do the officers get any training in these new vehicles, or are they pretty good drivers? They drive every day.
Well, to understand, our base training itself is accelerated and advanced. And so the basic officer coming out has already got advanced training above and beyond most other officers. We have constant training on an annual basis to make sure all of our skills are where they need to be. So we may have some additional training that comes out with these coming down in the future, but at the same time, our level of training already is extremely high.
Yeah, I got it. So now this car, how many hours does it run every day? Does it run 3 shifts a day or 2 shifts, 1?
Well, we're on the 12-hour shifts here.
Oh,
but we
okay,
do
too.
have overlapping shifts. So conceivably, it can be driven a full 12-hour shift and then half of another shift. So they could be ran 18 hours a day.
Oh, I see. Well, the taxpayer gets their money's worth, don't they? Huh?
That's correct. Well, we have 18 vehicles in our fleet, 18 marked black and whites in our fleet. So, with that, we're able to provide the service we need.
Sure. Now, I noticed there's no screen here between the back and the front like some other cars have. Is that deliberate on these, or?
Yeah, the way the Highway Patrol does it is no more than 50% of our cars have screens.
I see.
So we do provide a lot of service to the public, including transportation. So we'll give people rides off the side of the road, or to a gas station, or to where they need to go. And so a lot of times we don't necessarily need the cages. And so there's a certain percentage of cars that work high crime areas or graveyard shifts that do have them, and then other shifts that just don't use them as much. And this is our first one that came out. It does not have one yet. So.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful car. It's
we're very happy to have it.
Backup camera. It's
State of the art.
State of the art. Yeah. Well, thank you, Commander, very much for the invitation and also chance to sit in it and learn about it. It's state of the art for sure, and a pleasure to drive, probably. Thank you.
You're welcome.